Honourable Jhummun.
Thank you, Madam. Question B197, please.
Madam Speaker, in the government program under the subtitle Restoring Integrity in the Gaming Industry, we have undertaken to restore public confidence in the Gambling Regulatory Authority, particularly in regard to its oversight on the horse racing industry. Relevant amendments will be brought to the Act to ensure that the GRA operates as a trustworthy regulator in the gaming and betting industry in a transparent and accountable manner. Madam Speaker, the Gambling Regulatory Act of 2007 has inter alia the following objectives: promoting public confidence in the integrity of horse racing industry by ensuring proper standards of conduct and competence, ensuring that gambling is conducted in a fair and transparent manner, fostering responsible gambling in order to minimize harm caused by gambling, and promoting the welfare and leisure of race-going public. It is worth reminding the House, Madam Speaker, that under the last regime, the GRA, instead of furthering its objectives, this is why I spelled them out in the Act, developed an incestuous relationship with some in the gambling world. The GRA became a den of notorious agents at the service of the political masters. From 2015 to 2024, the GRA totally destroyed public confidence in the gaming industry and the horse racing industry. In fact, it literally decimated horse racing in Mauritius. It acted more as a gambling promoting authority, dishing out various licenses in every nook and corner of the country. That is how the then government, if you remember, said they want, in 2015, said they want to prevent Mauritius becoming a nation jugadera. This is precisely what they did. Regarding part A of the question, I'm informed by the Gaming Regulatory Authority that a total number of 186 licenses has been issued. I'm
sorry.
But it was a mosquito.
It was
I repeat, Madam Speaker.
I'm sorry, Prime Minister, it's the equipment.
Yeah, I'm sure. Like everything else in this country, everything is falling apart. I'm informed, Madam Speaker, that the Gambling Regulatory Authority, as I said, that a total number of 186 licenses have been issued to SMS PARIAZ Ltd from 2015 to November 2024. And they are as follows: 25 bookmaker licenses for conducting fixed odds betting through remote communications by SMS. 20 bookmaker licenses for conducting fixed odds betting on football matches taking place outside Mauritius. 141 limited payout machine licenses. With regard to part B of the question, Madam Speaker, I'm tabling a list of the names of the current shareholder and directors of SMS PARIAZ Ltd, obtained from the Gambling Regulatory Authority. According to this list, Mr. JMLS is neither a shareholder nor a director of SMS PARIAZ Ltd. I am, however, informed by the GRA that Mr. JMLS was a shareholder of SMS PARIAZ Ltd from the 22nd of April 2009 to 23rd of May 2014. He was also a director of SMS PARIAZ Ltd from the 15th of January 2008 to 17th April 2009 and from 10th of January 2013 to 18th of March 2013. According to records of the Corporate and Business Registration Department, there has been successive transfers of shares from Mr. JMLS to a list of persons and eventually in 2014 to Mr. PT. I'm not saying the full name. I'm informed by the GR that at the time of application of his personal management license, Mr. JMLS submitted a copy of the registered power of attorney in favor of Mr. PT, who is the shareholder sole shareholder of SMS PARIAZ Ltd at the time, and gave him power of attorney to generally act on his behalf to manage, conduct, carry on and administer all his affairs and properties in Mauritius, and to represent and act for him in all matters. It is clear, Madam Speaker, it appears at least, that could be a case of prête-nom, and this is being looked into.
Thank you. Yes.
Thank you, Prime Minister. Madam the Speaker, given that there are other betting shops, I will mention a few: Bosco, Silver Sports, Easy Win, Value Plus, PLS, Top Pool, Footy, Bet09 and Book System. All these are currently operating under the same umbrella, but sous des différents prête-noms. In order to shed light on all these issues and in public interest, can the Honourable Prime Minister undertake to establish a full-fledged inquiry in order to inquire on the empire of JMLS? Thank you.
Yes, I could, but I must say, on 20th of March 2025, SMS PARIAZ Ltd has lodged a case at the Supreme Court against the GRA.
Okay. All right. Yes, Honourable third member for Beaubassin-Petite-Rivière.
198.
Madam Speaker, I wish to inform the House that on the 27th of February 2015, Cabinet had agreed to the signing of an MOU with the Government of India for the improvement of sea and air transportation facilities at Agalega. I wish to inform the House that this MOU was signed on the 11th of March 2015. Subsequently, following a PMQ on the 31st of March 2015, a copy of the MOU was tabled in the House. Madam Speaker, the agreement with the Government of India on infrastructural projects in Agalega was signed on the 27th of May of 2017. It relates to the protection and safeguarding of our maritime security needs in the following areas. Among others, first, a surveillance and monitoring of our vast EEZ, which is of 2.3 million square kilometers. Second, counter-piracy, counter-terrorism, counter-narcotics, and human trafficking. Third, controlling poaching and illegal, unreported, and unregulated fishing. 4, provision of hydrographic services. 5, promoting of economic development, including blue economy initiatives. 6, emergency response, including search and rescue. 7, marine protection response. And 8, humanitarian assistance and disaster relief activities. Madam Speaker, the new airstrip, the jetty, and the associated infrastructure have been entirely financed and constructed by the Government of India. The agreement provides that the title to all the immovable property being constructed in Agalega by the Government of India will remain with the Government of Mauritius. In addition, the Government of India is also assisting the Government of Mauritius in the operation and maintenance of the facilities, and the relating costs are being borne by the Government of India. Accordingly, technical experts from the Government of India are currently operating and maintaining the facilities. With regard to Part A of the question, I would like to inform the House that the airstrip and associated facilities that have been constructed in Agalega include a 3-kilometer long and 45-meter wide airstrip. It also includes an air traffic control tower, a passenger terminal building, an aircraft hangar, and an electrical station, as well as a new jetty. With regards to Part B, C, and D of the question, there is a confidentiality clause in the agreement, similar to other agreements that Mauritius has signed with other states. We are bound by this confidentiality clause. However, I can assure the House that the Honourable Member, that the Deputy Prime Minister and myself have looked at the agreement, and we can state that there is nothing that should be a matter of concern, especially in respect of the sacrosanct principles of sovereignty and in territorial integrity.
Thank you. Yes, Mr. Quirin.
Merci, Madame la Présidente. Dois-je rappeler à la Chambre que l'actuel Deputy Prime Minister, de même que l'Honourable, lors de ses précédents PMQ, alors qu'il était leader de l'opposition, en 2022, le 26 juillet et octobre 2023, les deux, avec raison, avaient réclamé que tout soit rendu public, qu'il n'y ait pas de clause confidentielle, comme le précédent gouvernement s'était, je ne dirais pas caché, mais n'avait pas voulu à l'époque aussi rendre public cette clause confidentielle. Donc, doit-on comprendre que, malgré que l'actuel député Prime Minister, l'honorable Boulel, alors qu'il était leader de l'opposition, qu'est-ce qui peut empêcher le Premier ministre aujourd'hui de dévoiler à la Chambre, puisqu'il y a, comme il vient de l'affirmer, il n'y a rien de compromettant dans cet accord. Qu'est-ce qui l'empêche de rendre public justement cet accord entre l'Inde et Maurice?
Yeah, not only the Deputy Prime Minister and Minister Boulel, I also said that during the campaign. But the agreement, there is a clause of confidentiality. We didn't see the agreement at the time. There is a clause. That agreement subsumed the understanding reached in 2015 of the Memorandum of Understanding. That is the reason.
You have another question?
J'ai une autre question, Madame la Présidente, avec votre permission. Plusieurs médias étrangers, dont certains journaux renommés, réputés de l'Inde, avaient...
In this house, we're not going to talk about the media. We want to know what is your question.
Ma question est la suivante. Il y a une question que toute la population se pose, et même
Ça, c'est bien.
ceux qui sont concernés par ce qui se passe à Agalega. Ils veulent savoir, est-ce que cette base, est-ce qu'à Agalega, il n'y aurait pas une base militaire? Est-ce que Agalega ne serait pas utilisé à l'avenir comme une base militaire?
À l'avenir, OK.
I can assure the House it's absolutely not the case.
All right? Yes. Honourable third member for Flatten Bonacay.
Madam Speaker, B199.
Madam Speaker, I'm informed by the Commissioner of Police that the Police Family Protection Unit was set up in September of 1994 to attend to cases of domestic violence, child abuse, and child beyond control. However, over the years, with an increase in the number of cases of child abuse, another unit, the Brigade pour la Protection des Mineurs, was set up in May 2004 to deal particularly with cases of child abuse and juvenile delinquency. Both units were operating under the aegis of the Central Criminal Investigation Department. With the promulgation of the Children's Act, the Child Sex Offender Register Act, and the Children's Court Act in the year 2020, the Child Protection Act of 1994 and the Juvenile Offenders Act of 1935 have been repealed. Consequently, the role and responsibilities of the Police Family Protection Unit and the Brigade pour la Protection des Mineurs were replaced by a new unit under the appellation of Brigade pour la Protection de la Famille in January of 2022 in order to implement the provisions under the foregoing legislations. However, the Brigade pour la Protection de la Famille was assigned new responsibilities to include the implementation of the recommendations of the National Strategy and Action Plan of 2020 to 2024 on the elimination of gender-based violence and to work with other relevant stakeholders such as the Ombudsperson for Children's Office of the Director of Public Prosecutions, and the Ministry of Gender Equality and Family Welfare, among others. To ensure effective service delivery, 10 subunits of the Brigade pour la Protection de la Famille have been set up by the police in strategic locations throughout the island, including Rodrigues. Madam Speaker, with regard to Part A1 of the question, I'm informed by the Commissioner of Police that since the inception of the Brigade pour la Protection de la Famille in January 2022, cases of child abuse are being addressed in a professional manner and there is proper coordination among the various stakeholders. The staff are given adequate local and overseas training to handle such cases and to fine-tune their cognitive, interviewing and investigating skills to be able to interview and record statements from victims. They have adopted a victim-centered approach to prevent secondary victimization and stigmatization. Concerning juvenile delinquency, such cases are dealt in two ways according to Section 41 of the Children's Act of 2020. First, the police or their aggrieved parents may apply to the Mauritius probation and aftercare services for a parenting support intervention in order to assist the parents in performing the parental duties with respect to the management of the child's behavior. Thereafter, for this purpose, the probation officers make an assessment of the child's behavior, and if the outcome of the assessment is favorable, a report is submitted to the police. And second, if the outcome of the assessment is unfavorable, the report is submitted to the Protection Division of the Children's Court for the issue of a preventive intervention order by the magistrate, which may include, among others, placement in an institution in accordance with the Probation of Offenders Act, attending drug or alcohol treatment or mental health counseling plan, participating in group activities, including counseling and complying with such order as the magistrate may determine. As regards part A2 of the question, it is envisaged to reinforce the strength of the Brigade pour la protection de la famille with additional resources to enable this unit to further meet the growing demands for their services. Neighborhood officers at police stations will be encouraged to act as family liaison officer for profiling and identifying children with deviant behaviors and for referring them to the relevant agencies for follow-up and counseling. During sensitization campaign, members of the public will be encouraged to tip off the police of suspected cases of child abuse and child exhibiting antisocial behavior for remedial actions. Regards part B of the question, in view of the increasing number of complaints being received concerning the follow-up of children beyond control and domestic violence cases, the whole system is being reviewed.
Thank you. Yes. The Honourable fourth member for Port Louis North.
Yes, B200.
Yes.
Madam Speaker, the Police de l'Environnement is established under Section 14 of the Environment Act of 2024 to provide for the Director of Environment such assistance as may be required in order to enforce the environmental law. The duties and responsibilities of the Police de l'Environnement include the enforcement of environment-related legislations and pollution prevention, sensitization on environmental issues, investigation into breach of environmental laws, and attending to public complaints on such matters. On the 1st of October 2022, the following two regulations on environment protection relating to noise pollution were promulgated. One, the Environment Protection Regulations of 2022, environmental standards for noise, that is, which provide for three categories of noise and their respective permissible level, namely industrial, neighborhood, and power station. The primary sources of noise nuisances, including playing of loud music, machinery used in workshops, nightclubs, and entertainment centers operating at night, particularly those located in densely populated residential areas. And two, Environment Protection Control of Noise Regulations of 2022, which inter alia enhance enforcement and facilitate prompt action and reduce lengthy legal procedures. A fixed penalty system with a fine of 10,000 rupees was introduced for that offense of noise pollution constituting a nuisance. Madam Speaker, in addition to its main office in Port Louis, the Police de l'Environnement has been decentralized in 7 divisions across the island to enhance the operational effectiveness and efficiency to ensure that they work closely with the community in the role to protect the environment. It also operates a hotline to receive complaints. The unit also carries out night patrols to monitor noise and disturbances around places of entertainment, as I said, such as nightclubs, restaurants, pubs, private clubs, and bungalows. Presently, the Police de l'Environnement is manned by 37 police officers who are deployed in 7 teams and has 8 vehicles to cover the whole island. The number of contraventions for the offense of causing noise constituting a nuisance has increased significantly, from 52 in 2021 to 138 in 2024. Since the beginning of this year to date, 60 such contraventions have been established by the Police de l'Environnement. Since the number of cases is clearly on the rise, the police is considering strengthening its resources to better educate the public through awareness campaigns and for greater intervention on the ground.
Thank you. Your next question? No.
Supplementary.
You want to supplement?
Yes. Madam Speaker, the Prime Minister will agree that 4 officers spread along 3 shifts, police shifts. So at any one shift, during one shift, 1 police officer is not nearly enough, especially in regions like in the north. You have around 12 public beaches, plus nightclubs, restaurants, etc., etc. Therefore, will he consider, firstly, like the question asked, reinforcing the ranks of the police de l'environnement significantly so that it can work as is expected?
Madam Speaker, I've just said that.
Second question, Madam Speaker. Pending the reinforcement to occur, will the Prime Minister ensure that no more police stations are equipped with noise detectors so that they may enforce the laws without having to wait for the police de l'environnement, for example, to issue a contravention subject to having a noise detection emittance to ascertain that the person is in contravention? Will he consider equipping those police stations immediately pending the reinforcements?
Something we could consider, but the police de l'environnement already have the equipment.
Yes, Madam Speaker.
Yes, I understood the question.
If I may, Madam Speaker, we've established there's only 1 per shift. So therefore, pending that it is reinforced, a simple solution now would be to equip the police
Don't
station.
tell the Prime Minister what to do. Ask him a question.
But that is the question, whether he will consider.
Prime Minister, would you like to
I
elaborate?
can't say I understood the question. I thought I already answered it, but say it again. I'll answer.
Thank you.
Let me rephrase. The question, Prime Minister, that I think I understand is, can we give these this type of equipment to police stations, not to police of environment?
But then,
Is that the question?
I'm not sure.
Pending that, clearly they are understaffed, pending a reinforcement at the level of the police de l'environnement, and given the number of cases on the rise, will the Prime Minister, it's an easy fix, ensure that police stations, normal police stations, are equipped with noise detectors so that they can enforce the law?
That's what I just said.
It is for the police de l'environnement to go and check. It's not for the
Honourable
the
Jhummun.
police officers in the station that go and check. It's the police de l'environnement.
Let's get your next question. Shh. Let's get your next question.
Madam Speaker, I'm informed by the Commissioner of Police that crackdown on motorcyclists riding without helmets or motorcycles with modified loud exhaust or without license plates on public roads are being conducted regularly. These operations involve the deployment of the traffic branch, local police, emergency response services, the divisional support unit. The teams are reinforced by the SMF and the special support unit whenever required. An average of 300 crackdown operations are conducted monthly, island-wide, against motorcyclists. I'm also informed, Madam Speaker, by the Commissioner of Police that a 3-pronged strategy comprising enforcement, education and multi-sector partnership have been put in place to address road safety issues. These include conducting targeted, visible and covert operations at road accident hotspots, setting up a road safety watch schemes in collaboration with the local community to identify probable black spots and instances of reckless driving, conducting crackdown operations with involvement of various units of the police force, performing SNAP, alcohol test and drug test operations, and carrying out sensitization campaigns on road safety through face-to-face forums, mainstream media, and social media. Madam Speaker, the crackdown operations and the 3-pronged strategy deployed by the police are yielding results. From January 2024 to March 2025, a total of 9,142 crackdown operations were conducted, including 4,218 specifically targeting motorcycles. During these operations, the following contraventions were established: 1,431 for riding without helmets, 1,541 for riding motorcycles with loud exhaust, 4,622 for riding motorcycles without license plates. The situation is being carefully monitored, and if need be, legislation will be revised to impose higher penalties on offenders.
Yes, I have. I've only got 5 minutes left. If you ask 1 or 2 questions, nobody else will be able to speak.
Oh, thank you. Madam Speaker, the Prime Minister, the figures given are concerning. Thousands of contraventions. However, the problem persists. Will the Prime Minister consider the use of safe city cameras to pinpoint the areas where there are recurrences? I can tell the Prime Minister many areas close to where I live myself where there are recurring
Question. You can do that privately.
Where motorcyclists are using their motorcycles without helmet, without number plates, loud exhaust, and the police is not effectively cracking down on that.
So your
the question is whether he will use the safe city cameras to ensure that the police are in fact being efficient and not just rely on what the local stations are saying.
That is enough. Safe city cameras.
In fact, Madam Speaker, the safe city cameras are not now being used to spy on people, but in fact to see things like that, and they are being used for that.
Okay, next question, Mr. Honourable First Member for Agalega and Phoenix.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. B202, please.
Madam Speaker, regards to part A of the question, I'm informed by the Acting Director General of the Mauritius Ports Authority that as at date there's 27 idle fishing vessels lying in the port for more than 1 year. With regard to part B of the question, idle vessels do not have certificate of seaworthiness and insurance cover and accordingly pose serious environmental risks, navigational and fire hazards as well as security threats. To discourage the long stay of fishing vessels, on the 16th of January of this year, the Mauritius Ports Authority has, under Section 32(5) of the Ports Act, directed the owners, the agents or representatives of the 19 fishing vessels to take reasonable steps to remove the vessels and to settle all accrued port charges within 15 days. 7 fishing vessels are subject to an inquiry by the Financial Crimes Commission for asset recovery. The remaining 1 fishing vessel is a matter of foreign arbitration proceedings. The advice of the Attorney General's Office is being solicited by the Mauritius Ports Authority to proceed with the disposal of these idle vessels in accordance with the provision of the Ports Act. I'm informed by the Acting Director General of the Mauritius Ports Authority that an amount of 4 million rupees, representing parking fees due by the owners of the 27 idle vessels, is still outstanding. In addition, an amount of 227,295 has been incurred by the Mauritius Port Authority in terms of publication of notices. In cases the vessels cannot be sold, an amount of 5 million per vessel will have to be borne by the Mauritius Ports Authority for the disposal by demolition facilities. Madam Speaker, the Mauritius Ports Authority is working closely with the Ministry of Agro-Industry, Food Security, Blue Economy and Fisheries to ensure that the measures are put in place to deter the presence of idle fishing vessels in the port.
Thank you. Yes? That is okay? Yes? We got 2 minutes left. Honourable Fourth Member?
Yes.
2 minutes.
Thank you. B203.
Madam Speaker, in regard to part A of the question, I'm informed by the Commissioner of Police that as from 11th of November 2024 to 24th of March 2025, 31 cases have been reported to the police which relate to incidents on members of the public on public beaches. Of these, 22 resulted in physical injury, including 1 case of an ill treatment of a child and 1 case of death, and 9 related sexual abuse cases, out of which 8 involved minors. I'm also informed that 15 persons have been provisionally charged and the inquiries are ongoing. With regard to part A of the question, I'm informed by the Commissioner of Police that in order to maintain law and order on public beaches, the police is implementing the following measures. Visible police presence through regular foot, and bike and vehicle patrols by the regular police, as well as other specialized units, namely the Emergency Response Services, the National Coast Guard, the Police du Tourisme, Central Investigation Department, and Anti-Drug and Smuggling Unit, particularly during weekends, public holidays, and busy hours on the beach. 2 surveillance through, again, safe city cameras were available with constant monitoring at the police main command and control center. Public awareness campaigns by officers of the National Coast Guard, Police du Tourisme, and regular police to educate beachgoers, including tourists, on safety measures and reporting mechanisms. And fourthly, close collaboration with local authorities and other stakeholders, such as the Beach Authority, to enhance response and security of beachgoers. Madam Speaker, moreover, with a view to increasing surveillance along coastal regions, especially during the night, police presence is enhanced along these regions, whereby various teams, including the traffic unit, the SMF, Special Mobile Force, the Special Support Unit, and the local police conduct roadblocks, visible checkpoints, and targeted drug test operations.
Thank you. Time is up. Time is up. No question. Time is up.